This meeting is being recorded.
Welcome everybody to the KubeVirt community meeting. It is the 13th of November 2024. Welcome. Today's a great day because, and not to steal the thunder of the later part of the meeting, version 1.4 was released. I saw the email. I've seen the tag. It's real. So congratulations for everyone involved in that. Let's have a quick look. It doesn't look like we have anyone new today. So we will move on to our schedule check-in, which is a little bit irrelevant because we released. But here is our tentative schedule for version 1.5, which has a feature freeze of the 12th of February for a release on the 5th of March. Obviously, this is 2025. And just so I don't forget, I'm going to go down the bottom of here, and there we go. And back to our meeting. Does anyone have any questions on the 1.5 tentative schedule? All righty. Let's have a quick look at the upcoming CFPs. Still open. We've got KubeCon EU 2025. That'll be open for another, looks like, week and a half. That'll be in London, April, London next year. FOSDEM is also open. It will be open until the 1st of December. And so those are both starting to close. Yeah, hopefully people are getting their submissions in. If you are interested in submitting for either of those, but you're not entirely sure if your idea has legs or you would like a second opinion, by all means, please ping me sooner rather than later, because these things always improve with time. Happening as we speak, or in an hour's time, I think, KubeCon Cloud Native Con North America 2024. We'll be starting. We've got 2 sessions there, just in case anyone joining us is actually at KubeCon. The first is today, A Tale of Two Drivers, by some of our friends at NVIDIA. And we've also got our maintainer talk, which I think is on Friday at 2 p.m. I see Daniel Hill is asking about FOSDEM. It would be great to have a meetup. KubeVirt did apply to have a stand as part of the CNCF stand. I saw on the wire that there was greater applications for stands than ever before. And yeah, there's a huge amount of competition, so we'll wait to see. But yeah, if you are interested in attending, so the link here I've got, I think here goes specifically to, let's look. Oh, it's the generic application. I think maybe it's this one. Did I? Nope, this goes to all of the dev rooms. So we're down the bottom. Virtualization and cloud infrastructure is probably the most important or the most interesting one. However, I know people in the past who are part of this community have put out talks to other ones, such as, which one was it, Daniel?
I think it was the continuous integration and testing.
That sounds right. I can't see it.
Yeah, there's weird, like, weird, like, order. I don't know. Pretty much at the end, could that be? Testing and continuous delivery.
Testing and continuous delivery. There we go. There's also, yeah, all kinds of stuff. I'm not going to bother everyone's time going through all of that. FOSDEM's really great. I went for the first time last year. I highly recommend putting forward a proposal and going. All right, Daniel, you've got the next point.
Yeah. I hope everyone can hear me okay. Great. I was just wanting to ask for feedback. So There were people who complained a bit about the needs approvers review label that is not going away for pull requests. I have just implemented a poor man's solution for that. So in any case, if the needs approver review label will be removed if the PR is closed or merged, at least that cleans up the situation a bit. This is effective. I was researching to see whether we can piggyback on advanced search features of the GitHub CLI somehow, so that we can see whether some approver has reviewed the PR, but I didn't find anything yet. If anyone has a solution on that one, please chime in on the issue. That should be linked into the agenda and notes item. I would be happy to create something on that one. I just would need probably some advice on how to do that, because I didn't find anything myself. But yeah, maybe that also might be enough to just have the needs approval review label removed for now. Yeah, that's my stand on that. Any questions?
Yeah, can you just repeat again why it should be removed? So
why we should remove the label? So I think, I'm not sure if Vladek is here, but I think he was one of the people who would probably recommended removing the label at a later point in order to clean up, so that you have less pull requests showing up that have the needs approval review label. Actually, I'm not completely sure on the issues that were there. So initially, it was proposed to have this label so that approvers would know which PRs to review. Therefore, that was created, and I created like a search, and the commenter would actually add the label to PRs that have an LGTM but don't have an approve and have no activity for, I think, for 1 week or something like that. And then later people complained that the label would be still there if the PR was reviewed or merged. So that's why I created the second approach. Does that explain the situation currently enough, Eddie?
yeah, thanks.
Jed said in chat, if we don't have an automated way of detecting reviews from approvers, we shouldn't have an automated label requesting reviews from approvers.
I'm not sure if I agree to that, since I think we have a lack of approvers anyhow. So those approvers need to spend their time on reviews that are required somehow. Otherwise, we will probably lose contributions. That's at least my point of view. So that's why I opted in for just trying to help on that one and created that review label. Yeah, I mean, at the current situation, I don't see an easy solution to our problem of having too few approvers that are actually doing approval reviews. I mean, this to me is somehow a bit of a chicken and egg problem, because obviously you need to place the label to give the attention for approvers with the label, but if you don't have any approvers, then they might not look at that. So I mean, I don't actually really know how to solve that. Maybe someone else has a better opinion on that one.
Someone is not muted.
Now he is, I think. Okay, so yeah. So I'll stick with what we have currently. Other than that, please, if you have an opinion, please go on and chime in on the issue probably. So you might have proposals how to solve that. I would be happy to talk offline about that.
I think this takes care of, I think, the most egregious of the issues. And now if you filter, the worst you're going to find, right, is that you or someone else has already approved it and for whatever reason hasn't been merged yet. In which case, as an approver, you probably know who best to chase up to get it approved. So it's not that bad. It's my take.
Yeah, I agree. I think like another label that might probably be not completely correct in there because someone has already reviewed this, might not, at least not hurt. So this at least points towards that it was stale for a while and some approver did not look at it in time somehow. So, but that doesn't hurt anyone. I think this is just to create visibility for PRs that need attention. So I think that serves the greater need.
Yeah, agreed. Thank you, Daniel. I mean, I already stole the thunder a little bit, but version 1.4 was released, and we're going to quickly go to here. Ba-bum. So there's a bunch of links there. I've got some features. This is going to be promoted through the CNCF today, which would be great. You can obviously go there and install it if you're not already using 1.4. In related news, we have release notes PR, which now that we've had the official email go out, it'd be really cool, hint, to have this approved. It's got a look of LGDM from Eddie. It's just looking for someone to click the next button. So I see a bunch of approvers on this call. Similarly, we have this blog, which also points to it. This has basically been vetted by all of the representative SIGs that are mentioned in it. I put the on hold on. There have been some changes, and so all the LGTMs are gone. So really just looking for the process drivers. If I think I see Jed here, if Alice is here, or I think Daniel, Alice is here. Daniel, I think you've also got approval rights. If people could help move that forward before we hit the top of the hour, which is when the CNCF is going to publish their version. That would be much appreciated from my end. And I also wanted to have a quick thank you to everyone. Actually, at the top of this, had a quick look at the dev stats. Something like 334 people contributed between version 1.3 and this release, and 90 of those contributed a commit to our repo during this release cycle. So that's really great numbers. I think it was, from the top of my head, it's 79 people contributed directly to the 1.4 release in KubeVirt. You're all here basically, so thank you very much. There's a lot more people to thank, but thanks for everything you're doing out there. We've gone through so many releases that it might feel like a non-event, but each of these, I think, is worth a little bit of a self-congratulations. Arel, you've got the next point on the open floor about Serial Console.
Yes, hello everyone. Wanted to discuss an issue I saw with end-to-end tests flaking while the console is connected. Well, the end-to-end test basically uses the serial console. Sometimes it just disconnects, and when it does, when it happens, you see an error message on Virt Handler. I don't think there is a need to actually go into this log because it's pretty long and convoluted, but if anyone knows the part related to a serial console in Virt Handler and wants to help me collaborate on understanding what that problem is and maybe find a fix for it, I'll be happy to collaborate. Thank you.
So yeah, the individual that wrote that originally, that piece, or at least modified it heavily at one point, would be Jed. He was in there in the tests, and he actually was the one that put in the expector, so he should have sufficient knowledge to help.
Thank you.
Daniel.
I am sorry deeply because I obviously didn't find the right shortcuts. Yeah, so this one is like our bi-yearly cleanup on the orgs members. So there is always some people who go away to pursue other endeavors. And this PR that I am going to highlight is removing a couple of people that have done so. So I've pinged those people on the PR. A couple of these have already given a thumbs up. Others haven't reacted at all. So and there have been people chiming in because we need replacements for maintainers on some repositories, which I think I have fixed all. So I think this PR should be ready to go in. If you have a quick look and see someone that should not be removed, I have seen like Herman Maglione. I have corrected removing him because like he has silent contributions to the organization. So this should be fair that he still resides in this. Other than that, I will put the removed org members into the alumni and the community repository. Therefore, what I looked at was that I think we might change the alumni to a generated markdown because we have more we have better automation on YAML than on modify markdown. That's the only hint I would have for using that. So if you see like the other pull requests on the KubeVirt community meetings document, there you can see that I've been adding this markdown generation for the alumni page so that we can just put in the YAML another member, and we could then in a follow-up automate whenever we are removing someone from the org, we are automatically adding them to the alumni. That's just the long-term thinking, but it would at least help me in easing this a bit more instead of just modifying the markdown. Yeah, so I hope that made sense. Please chime in if you have something to say on that.
I'll jump in just quickly and say, yeah, that makes sense to me. Modifying it to YAML. Anything to simplify your life, Daniel?
Sorry, was that a question? If it was, I didn't get it. Sorry.
No, I was just thanking you. Yeah, I fully support you in your endeavor to simplify the burden of maintaining a manual markdown. So absolutely.
Thanks. Oh, one other PR I forgot to mention while we are at that. So the 6 YAML is at the moment a current hot topic because we are adding working groups and stuff. And I was working on the generation of the SIG list markdown, which I noticed when I looked at the 6 YAML is that there is like a missing validation of the 6 YAML. So for example, you can just add like a directory entry on any working group or a SIG, which not necessarily might be existing. And I thought we should correct that in that regard, that there should be at least some sanity checking, whether, for example, like all the people inside the 6 YAML are inside the GitHub org, and whether the labels exist that are assigned there and other things that we can check automatically. So I created another pull request. I might be instantly finding this, hopefully. Wait a second. Let me see. It's this one here. I'm just putting that also into the document. YAML checking. Bear with me, please. So this one, which is also like PR that should help us in supporting people that are changing the 6 YAML. So in order that they get feedback when they are doing, for example, like just have a spelling error on a GitHub handle and such things. I was thinking that would make sense. So yeah, sorry for just jumping the gun on this one probably, but yeah, I thought that makes sense. I hope that you agree and that you have feedback for me on that one.
Does anyone have any feedback for Daniel? All right, we'll move on. Aurel, you're back.
Yes, thank you. So this PR requires the core approver's attention. It is LGTM then approved by the SIG network approver. We need the core approver to approve some little change to services template, I think. That's it. It's a part of the network code consolidation project that we're doing.
Do we have anyone on the line who is an approver for KubeVirt, who can have a look and shepherd this through, please? Okay, Luba will take care of that one. And just to keep everyone honest, let's do the
Thank you.
CC at KubeVirt. Thank you, Luba. A couple of things from our mailing list that I wanted to point out. So in the last week and a bit, I've got a new design proposal. The VMI firmware UUID persistence design proposal. So yeah, apparently, I explained this to me yesterday. Our VMIs apparently have a UUID, but it's not actually a UUID because they're not actually unique, and this attempts to solve that problem. Seems relatively important. The link proposal is here in I think a few people have already commented on it. Another lively discussion. Yeah, just bring more eyes onto that. Another one you might have also seen in our mailing list is the Code Quality Working Group. So as Eddie says here, it is in the final stages of going through, I guess, the governance to get it established. But there is a meeting tomorrow. It's on the KubeVirt calendar. Just to prove to you. I don't know what time zone you're in, but in Central European time, it is at 11 o'clock. And you should find that, as with this meeting, if you're a part of the KubeVirt Dev Google group, you'll be able to edit that. And of course, you're welcome to join the meeting. We've got 2 bugs. Let me just see if anyone said anything. Those who got a thumbs down. Okay, so we've got error installing Virt operator 1.29, which I think as of today, that's not supported. Am I getting ahead of myself?
Yeah, but this is installing the release 1.3, so it is supported. Looks like it's related to the instance type or preference, looking at the logs. So probably Lee can be the best choice.
I see Felix on the line. Felix, do you concur, or do you want to have...
I can have a look, yeah.
Thank you. One more bug. All the KubeVirt components recreate after the operator spec change. Wants to update Virt controller. Let me make this bigger so people can read it a bit easier. Updating that variable. All the KubeVirt components will be updated, and the component parts will be recreated. Okay. So my gut reaction is to tag Simone, but I'm not sure if this is still Simone's domain. First of all, I guess, is this expected behavior? Or is this whack?
Yeah, looks
It is
like
expected.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Oh, yeah. Lubo already saying this. Yeah. I don't know if it's a bug. Probably it can be considered an enhancement more than a bug.
Can someone nominate to, I guess, explain that in sensible language on this bug? It is what's that? because the Dosibot has the win. Is this true? I guess we need to question Dosibot at all times. Do I take silence as a yes? Okay. Alrighty. I might reach out to some people from SIG Compute in that case to see if I can find someone to take care of this one. That brings us to the end of our agenda. Let me just have a quick look. I don't see anything new that's been added. But I'll mic off for 10 seconds now, just in case anyone wants to chime in with any thoughts, questions, concerns, last minute topics, anything like that before we wrap up for this week. In which case, thank you very much for joining us here. I hope you all have a wonderful day, a weekend. Look, I'm not your boss. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But to celebrate the version 1.4 release, if you want to take a few hours or a day off here or there, I fully support you in that endeavor. As a firm thank you and congratulations for all the work you've done. So hopefully we'll see you next week. Thanks, everyone. Bye.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you. Bye.